Are you waking up in the morning with joints that feel stiff and achy? Perhaps you find yourself feeling deeply tired, no matter how much rest you seem to get. Or maybe you've noticed that your mind feels a bit foggy lately, making it harder to remember names or find the right words. These feelings might be easy to dismiss as just a normal part of getting older. We often hear people say, "Well, I'm just not as young as I used to be." But what if these common complaints are not simply about aging? What if they are actually subtle messages your body is sending you, pointing to a deeper issue that needs your attention? These experiences, from that nagging stiffness in your hands to the persistent feeling of being drained, could be silent signs of a condition known as chronic inflammation. This isn't the kind of inflammation you see with a swollen ankle or a red, infected cut. This is a low-grade, persistent inflammation that can simmer quietly inside your body for years. It's a hidden threat that works behind the scenes, often without any obvious or dramatic symptoms at first. Understanding this process is the very first step toward reclaiming your energy, your clarity, and your physical comfort as you navigate life after 60. Many people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond live with these symptoms every single day, believing it is their inescapable reality. They might adapt their lives around the fatigue, avoiding social events or hobbies they once loved. They might accept that brain fog is just a part of the aging process, feeling frustrated but resigned. But it is so important to know that you do not have to simply accept this. These signs are not your destiny. They are clues, and once you learn to recognize them, you can take powerful and effective steps to address the root cause and begin to feel better, stronger, and more vibrant. In this video, we are going to shine a light on this hidden health challenge. We will uncover the 7 most common silent signs of chronic inflammation that specifically affect those of us over the age of 60. More importantly, we will show you simple, natural, and achievable ways to start reversing it. You will learn about small changes you can make this very week that can lead to big improvements in how you feel every single day. The goal is not just to live longer, but to live better with the energy and independence you deserve. So, what exactly is this chronic inflammation, and why does it seem to become such a common issue as we get older? Think of inflammation as your body's natural fire alarm and sprinkler system. When you get an injury or an infection, your immune system rushes to the scene, creating short-term, acute inflammation to fight off invaders and begin the healing process. This is a good and necessary response. The problem arises when this alarm system gets stuck in the on position. This creates a low-level, smouldering fire throughout your body that never completely goes out, and this is what we call chronic inflammation. As we age, several factors contribute to this system becoming overactive. Firstly, our immune systems naturally shift and change over time, in a process sometimes called inflammaging. The system can become less precise, making it more prone to creating a low level of inflammation, even when there is no immediate threat to fight. Furthermore, decades of life mean our cells have accumulated more wear and tear. This cellular damage can itself trigger a continuous, low-grade inflammatory response from our immune system as it tries to clean up and repair the constant minor damage happening inside our bodies. Lifestyle also plays a significant role in this process. Over many years, our dietary patterns, such as a high intake of processed foods, sugars, and unhealthy fats, can promote inflammation. A more sedentary lifestyle, which can become more common after retirement, also contributes. Even the side effects of certain medications that we may need as we get older can sometimes add to the body's inflammatory load. These factors combine, slowly but surely, turning up the dial on our internal inflammatory state without us even realizing it is happening. The stakes for managing this inflammation are incredibly high, as it impacts nearly every aspect of your well-being. This isn't just about aches and pains, it's about your independence, your memory, and your overall quality of life. Chronic inflammation is linked to a higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, cognitive decline, and a weaker immune system. It can sap your energy, affect your mood, and interfere with your body's ability to heal. The good news is that you have the power to cool this internal fire. By understanding the signs and making targeted natural changes, you can protect your health for many years to come. Let's begin with the first, and perhaps most familiar, silent sign of chronic inflammation: persistent joint pain, or that frustrating stiffness you feel, especially in the mornings. This isn't the sharp, immediate pain of a new injury, like a sprained wrist. Instead, it's a dull, nagging ache that seems to have taken up permanent residence in your body. It might be in your hands, making it difficult to grip a coffee mug or open a jar. It could be in your knees, making the thought of going up and down stairs feel like a monumental task. This type of discomfort is often a direct result of low-grade inflammation, affecting the delicate tissues within and around your joints. Think about how you feel the moment you wake up. Do your fingers feel swollen and clumsy? Do your ankles, hips, or back feel so rigid that it takes a few minutes of careful movement before you can walk comfortably? This morning stiffness is a classic hallmark of inflammatory activity. While you were sleeping, inflammatory substances had time to accumulate in your joint fluids, leading to that feeling of being locked up or rusted shut when you first try to move. While a little stiffness can be normal, if it lasts for more than 30 minutes and is a regular part of your morning routine, it's a very strong clue that chronic inflammation is at play. This persistent pain and stiffness can profoundly impact your daily life in ways you might not even consciously connect to inflammation. You might find yourself turning down invitations for a walk with a friend because you know your knees will protest. Perhaps you've stopped gardening or pursuing a hobby that requires fine motor skills because your hands just don't cooperate the way they used to. It can feel like your world is slowly shrinking as you adapt your activities to accommodate the pain. Recognizing this as a sign of inflammation, rather than an inevitable part of aging, is the first empowering step toward reclaiming those activities you love. It's important to distinguish this from other types of joint pain. For example, osteoarthritis is often described as wear and tear on the joints, and while it does have an inflammatory component, the pain is often worse after activity. In contrast, the pain from systemic chronic inflammation can be present even at rest and is characterized by that significant morning stiffness. It feels less like a mechanical problem and more like a deep, internal ache. Understanding this difference helps you and your doctor pinpoint the true cause, which is crucial for finding the most effective and lasting relief. Now that we can recognize this persistent stiffness as a key sign, what can we do about it, starting today? The wonderful news is that simple, gentle actions can make a significant difference. The first and most immediate step is a small, powerful food swap. Try replacing corn or vegetable oil with extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil contains a compound called oleocanthal. It acts similarly to ibuprofen, helping reduce inflammation naturally. This one kitchen change can begin to cool the inflammatory fire behind joint pain. Another strategy: add gentle movement to your morning routine. Gentle motion is like medicine for your joints. It circulates joint fluid and flushes overnight inflammation. You don't need intense workouts. Simply sitting on the edge of your bed and gently rotating your ankles, flexing your knees, and opening and closing your hands for a few minutes before you stand up can make a world of difference in how you feel for the rest of the day. Consider adding omega-3 fatty acids to your diet. Foods like salmon, mackerel, walnuts, and flax seeds are packed with these healthy fats. They work at a cellular level to actively turn off inflammatory signals. Imagine swapping a processed lunch meat sandwich for a small piece of grilled salmon with a side of steamed green beans. This isn't a restrictive diet, it is an enriching one. You are not just removing harmful things, you are actively adding powerful healing nutrients that directly target the source of your joint discomfort and begin the repair process from the inside out. Finally, let's talk about hydration. Water is essential for every bodily function, including keeping your joint cartilage healthy and lubricated. When you are dehydrated, your cartilage can lose its sponginess, making joint movement more painful. Start your day with a large glass of water, even before your morning coffee or tea. Keep a water bottle with you throughout the day as a visual reminder to sip consistently. This simple habit helps to flush toxins, support your body's natural anti-inflammatory processes, and can contribute to a noticeable reduction in joint stiffness and pain over time. It is a foundational step that supports all other efforts. The second silent sign of chronic inflammation is a deep, persistent fatigue that sleep just doesn't seem to fix. This isn't the normal tiredness you feel after a busy day or a poor night's sleep. This is a profound sense of exhaustion present from the moment you wake up. You might feel like you're moving through your day with heavy weights attached to your limbs. Simple tasks that once required little effort, grocery shopping, tidying up the house, can leave you needing to rest for hours. This fatigue is linked to inflammation's effect on your body's energy centers. Inside each cell are tiny powerhouses called mitochondria. They convert the food you eat and the air you breathe into usable energy. Chronic inflammation assaults these mitochondria, creating high oxidative stress, damaging them and making them less efficient. Your body works overtime to manage this constant low-grade emergency, diverting energy away from daily needs, leaving you perpetually exhausted. This low energy shows up as small but significant life changes. You may need a nap every afternoon to get through the day. Your walking pace slows down, or you pick the elevator instead of one flight of stairs. This isn't laziness. Your energy reserves are being drained by a hidden internal battle. Inflammation can also wreck sleep quality, creating a vicious cycle. Even with 8 hours in bed, inflammation interferes with deep restorative sleep. It causes more frequent awakenings, often with aches and pains, stopping full recharge. You wake as tired as when you went to bed. Pay attention. This isn't just poor rest. It's an internal process stealing your vitality. Our third silent sign moves from the body to the mind. It's that frustrating feeling of brain fog, a noticeable decline in memory, or sudden changes in your mood like increased irritability or loneliness. Walking into a room and forgetting why you came, struggling to recall a familiar name, searching for the right word mid-conversation and feeling flustered. This is more than occasional forgetfulness. It's a steady dulling of sharpness. These cognitive changes can be a direct consequence of inflammation affecting your brain. Blood-brain barrier, the brain's protective wall. Chronic inflammation can weaken that wall. Inflammatory molecules can then seep into the brain. Once inside, they disrupt communication between brain cells. They interfere with forming new memories. Result: fuzziness and slow thinking, brain fog. Your brain is like a low-grade fire. Inflammation also impacts emotional well-being, feeling more irritable, anxious, or down for no clear reason. This can be physiological, not just psychological. Inflammation can disrupt production and regulation of mood neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine. Result: mood swings, shorter temper, persistent sadness. Easy action: add more berries to your diet. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries. Add a handful of mixed berries to your oatmeal or yogurt to protect your brain and lift the fog. Our fourth silent sign, the very core, your digestive system. Bloating, excessive gas, feeling full long after a meal, unpredictable bowel habits, constipation, diarrhea. These are often dismissed as indigestion, but they can be clear signs. Inflammation is brewing in your gut. Your gut houses a large part of your immune system, and it's where systemic health begins. Gut health depends on a delicate balance. Gut lining integrity, the microbiome, trillions of bacteria. Chronic inflammation can disrupt that balance. It can damage the gut lining, leading to leaky gut, tiny food particles, toxins, passing into the bloodstream, triggering a wider immune response. That internal battle shows up as bloating and discomfort after eating. Chronic inflammation can also throw your microbiome into disarray. Pro-inflammatory bacteria thrive. Anti-inflammatory bacteria struggle. This imbalance, dysbiosis, worsens gut inflammation and sends inflammatory signals through your whole body. Persistent bloating is a loudspeaker. Your internal ecosystem is out of balance. pay attention to how you feel after specific foods. Sugar, refined carbs, white bread, heavily processed foods. These feed pro-inflammatory bacteria and fuel inflammation. Your body gives immediate feedback. Keep a simple mental note of which foods make you feel bloated, sluggish, or uncomfortable. That note is a powerful diagnostic tool to find your personal triggers. Understanding that your digestive troubles are a sign of inflammation is the first step. The second is taking gentle, effective action to calm your gut and restore balance. Increase your intake of fiber, especially fruits like berries. Fiber in berries acts as a prebiotic, food for good gut bacteria. Nourish beneficial microbes. They grow stronger and crowd out the bad ones. Add a cup of mixed berries to your day. Introduce fermented foods into your diet. Plain yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut. These foods contain live bacteria, probiotics. They help replenish and diversify your gut community. Even a few spoonfuls of plain yogurt a day can help reduce gas and bloating and promote more regular bowel movements. Reduce foods that fuel gut inflammation. Added sugar is the biggest culprit. Sauces, dressings, breakfast cereals, desserts. Sugar feeds harmful bacteria. Cutting sugar is a direct blow to inflammatory microbes. Swap a sugary snack for a piece of fruit or a handful of nuts. That change starves bad bacteria and feeds the good ones. Think about how you eat, not just what you eat. Rushing meals while stressed can impair digestion. Practice mindful eating. Take a few deep breaths before you begin. Chew thoroughly to break food down and ease digestion. This habit improves nutrient absorption, helps you notice fullness, reduces bloating, and gives your gut a rest. Let's move to our fifth silent sign, which is a subtle but very telling indicator of your immune system's health. Slow healing and a tendency to catch every little illness that comes around. Think about the last time you had a small cut or a scrape. Did it seem to take longer than you remember to heal completely? You've been picking up more colds, you've been coughing more, and picking up other minor bugs, and they seem to linger for weeks. These aren't random bad luck. They're often signs your immune system is dysregulated by chronic inflammation. Your immune system should be a finely tuned defense force. A cut normally triggers a swift, localized inflammatory response to fight germs and start repair. A virus should be attacked quickly by immune cells, but with chronic, low-grade inflammation, your immune system is like an army constantly engaged on all fronts. Its resources are spread thin, and its soldiers are exhausted. So when an acute threat appears, like a paper cut or a cold virus, the response is slower, weaker, less effective. That explains why a minor cut on your finger might stay red and tender for days, or why a bruise seems to last forever. Your body's repair crews are delayed and inefficient because they're diverted to deal with systemic inflammation. Increased susceptibility to colds shows your immune surveillance is down. The sentinels that should identify pathogens are distracted, letting invaders slip through. To support healing, focus on nutrient-dense foods. Vitamin C, citrus fruits, bell peppers, broccoli, zinc, nuts, seeds, beans. Make sure you have a source of these nutrients every day. For example, enjoy an orange with breakfast, or add a handful of pumpkin seeds to your salad. That gives your immune system the building blocks to become more resilient, responsive, and efficient in protecting and healing you. While many signs of inflammation are internal feelings, some give us very visible, external clues. The condition of your skin, the presence of stubborn belly fat. Let's start with your skin, the mirror to your internal health. If you notice persistent dryness, unexplained redness, sudden appearance of itchy rashes, eczema, rosacea, it may not be just skin deep. These can be outward manifestations of systemic inflammation, inflammatory compounds traveling through your bloodstream, affecting your largest organ, the skin. Think of your skin as a bulletin board for your body's internal state. When inflammation is high, it can compromise the skin's protective barrier, leading to loss of moisture and persistent dryness. It can trigger an immune overreaction in the skin, resulting in redness, itching, and rashes. You might apply creams and lotions to soothe symptoms, but the root cause could be deeper. in inflammatory processes throughout your body, especially in your gut. The other visible clue: stubborn belly fat, deep visceral fat around your organs. Not the soft, pinchable, subcutaneous fat. Visceral fat is metabolically active. It acts like an inflammation-producing factory, pumping out inflammatory molecules called cytokines into your bloodstream, creating a vicious cycle which can make it even harder to lose the weight. This type of belly fat is more than cosmetic. It's a visible engine of chronic disease and inflammation. To address these external clues, gentle, consistent movement is key. Activities like a daily brisk walk do more than burn calories. Walking improves circulation, which delivers more oxygen and nutrients to your skin, supporting its health and repair. It also helps reduce levels of visceral fat, thereby turning down the volume on that internal inflammation factory. Just 30 minutes of walking each day can improve your immune tone, support your body's healing processes, and begin to address the root causes of both the visible and invisible signs of chronic inflammation, putting you on the path to feeling better inside and out. Now that we have identified the 7 key signs, let's move into the most empowering part: the solutions. Your journey to reducing inflammation begins in your kitchen, and the most powerful tools you have are the foods you choose to eat every day. Let's start with the heroes of our story, the top anti-inflammatory foods. First on the list is fatty fish: salmon, mackerel, sardines. They are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are potent natural anti-inflammatories. A simple serving suggestion is to enjoy a baked or grilled piece of salmon twice a week instead of other proteins. Research shows omega-3s can directly lower levels of inflammatory proteins in the body. Next, make your plate as colorful as possible with berries and leafy greens. Berries, like blueberries and strawberries, are loaded with antioxidants called anthocyanins, which have powerful anti-inflammatory effects. Leafy greens, such as spinach, kale, and collard greens, are rich in vitamins and minerals that fight oxidative stress. Try adding a handful of spinach to your morning eggs or mixing a cup of berries into your yogurt. This is a delicious and easy way to flood your body with protective compounds. Evidence suggests that regular consumption of these foods can protect cells from inflammatory damage. Let's also talk about spices and healthy fats. Turmeric, the golden spice used in curry, contains curcumin, a compound with incredible anti-inflammatory properties that have been compared to some anti-inflammatory drugs, but without the side effects. Try adding half a teaspoon to soups, roasted vegetables, or even a smoothie. Combine it with a pinch of black pepper to dramatically increase its absorption. For healthy fats, make extra virgin olive oil your primary cooking oil. It contains oleocanthal, which works on inflammatory pathways in the body. Drizzling it on salads or using it for light sautéing is a simple, powerful swap. Finally, don't forget about nuts and other healthy additions like ginger. Walnuts are particularly high in anti-inflammatory omega-3s, making a small handful a perfect snack. Ginger is another root with a long history of use for calming inflammation, especially in the gut. A small piece of fresh ginger grated into hot water makes a soothing and effective tea. As we build our anti-inflammatory toolkit, it is equally important to know which foods to reduce. These include processed sugars, fried items, and ultra-processed foods, which can actively promote inflammation. Try swapping a sugary soda for sparkling water with lemon, or a bag of chips for a handful of nuts. While food is a cornerstone of an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, our daily habits play an equally crucial role in cooling the internal fire. One of the most effective and accessible habits is gentle movement. You don't need to run a marathon. A brisk 30-minute walk each day is a fantastic goal. Walking helps to reduce visceral fat, improves circulation, and releases anti-inflammatory substances from your muscles. One study from the University of California, San Diego, found that just 20 minutes of moderate exercise can have a significant anti-inflammatory effect. Find a time of day you enjoy, put on some comfortable shoes, and make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. Next, we must prioritize sleep. During deep sleep, your body performs essential housekeeping, clearing out cellular debris and dampening inflammation. A lack of quality sleep, on the other hand, is a major trigger for an inflammatory response. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night. To improve your sleep, create a relaxing bedtime routine. Turn off screens an hour before bed, make your bedroom dark and cool, perhaps try some gentle stretching or read a book. Prioritizing sleep is not a luxury. It is a biological necessity for controlling inflammation and maintaining your health. Managing stress is the third pillar of an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Chronic stress keeps your body in a constant fight-or-flight mode, flooding it with the stress hormone cortisol, which over time can lead to increased inflammation. Simple stress reduction techniques can make a world of difference. Try practicing deep breathing for just 5 minutes a day. Inhale slowly for a count of 4, hold for 4, and exhale slowly for a count of 6. This simple act can calm your nervous system and lower inflammatory markers. Light stretching or a mindfulness app can also be wonderful tools for your daily stress management practice. Lastly, do not underestimate the power of hydration. Every cell in your body needs water to function correctly, including the cells of your immune system. Water helps to flush out toxins and waste products that can contribute to inflammation. Dehydration, even in its mildest form, can be a physiological stressor that triggers an inflammatory response. Keep a water bottle with you throughout the day as a visual reminder. Aim for about 8 glasses, or until your urine is a pale, straw-like color. This simple, free habit supports all your other anti-inflammatory efforts and is fundamental to your overall well-being. Putting it all together can feel overwhelming, so let's make it incredibly simple with a 7-day starter plan. This is not a strict diet, but a gentle guide to help you incorporate these changes. On day 1, focus on breakfast. Swap your usual cereal for a bowl of plain yogurt, mixed berries and walnuts. For your activity, go for a gentle 20-minute walk after your meal. On day 2, let's tackle lunch. Instead of a sandwich on white bread, try a large salad with plenty of leafy greens, colourful vegetables, and a scoop of canned salmon, all dressed with olive oil and lemon juice. Continue your daily walk. By day 3, you're building momentum. Today, introduce an anti-inflammatory drink. Try a warm mug of turmeric tea in the afternoon, made by steeping grated fresh turmeric and ginger in hot water. For dinner, enjoy a simple meal of baked chicken or tofu with a side of steamed broccoli and quinoa. On day 4, the focus is on healthy snacking. When you feel peckish, reach for a handful of almonds or an apple instead of processed snacks like crackers or cookies. Remember your daily walk and make an extra effort to drink plenty of water throughout the day. On day 5, let's prioritize stress reduction. Find 10 minutes in your day to sit quietly and practice the deep breathing exercise we discussed. For dinner, try a lentil soup, which is packed with fiber to support your gut health. Day 6 is about consistency. Enjoy another anti-inflammatory meal, perhaps trying a different kind of fatty fish like mackerel, and take your walk in a new location, like a local park, to keep it interesting. Before bed, do some light stretching to release tension from your day. On day 7, reflect on how you feel. You might notice small changes already, a little less stiffness, a bit more energy. Celebrate your success and plan to carry one new habit into the following week. To get started, here is a simple shopping list. Frozen mixed berries, a few cans of salmon, or a fillet of fresh fatty fish, a large bag of spinach, fresh turmeric root, a quality bottle of extra virgin olive oil, a bag of raw walnuts, and a container of plain yogurt or kefir. These key items will form the foundation of your anti-inflammatory meals for the week. And please, remember this important step. If you are on any medications, especially for chronic conditions, it is always wise to have a conversation with your doctor or pharmacist before making any significant changes to your diet or lifestyle. As we come to the end of our journey today, the most important message to take with you is one of hope and empowerment. Persistent joint stiffness, deep fatigue, frustrating brain fog, and the other signs we have discussed. These are not inevitable sentences of aging. They are messages from your body, signals that chronic, low-grade inflammation may be taking a toll. By learning to listen instead of dismissing these signals, you have already taken the most crucial step. You have the power to influence how you feel and to change your health trajectory, starting right now, this week. Reducing inflammation is one of the most powerful, proactive things you can do. Protect your health. Guard your independence. Fill your years after 60 with vitality and joy. It's the key to staying active, thinking clearly, feeling your best. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Build change with small, consistent steps. I warmly encourage you to start with just one simple change from the 7-day plan we outlined. Swap cooking oil for extra virgin olive oil. Commit to a 10-minute walk after lunch. Choose one thing that feels manageable and achievable for you. Add a handful of berries to your morning routine. Try a cup of ginger tea in the afternoon. Once you begin, pay close attention to your body. Notice the first small shift you feel. It might be a little less stiffness in your hands, a slight lift in your energy, or a moment of greater mental clarity. Let that small victory motivate you to continue and add another small change the following week. This gentle, compassionate approach builds habits that last and helps heal your body from the inside out. If this video helped you, click like, subscribe to Healthy After 60, turn on notifications, share this with a friend or a family member who is over 60. Which of the 7 signs surprised you the most? We read every single comment and look forward to continuing this conversation with you. Thank you for spending this time with us. Take that first small step this week.